Hello everyone and welcome to another British Esports podcast here at Insomnia. We're here joined now with Perkz. Thank you so much for stopping by. How have you found Insomnia so far?
Very nice. It's very hot, but also very good.
Yeah, very warm. So for those who might not know exactly who you are, do you mind just introducing yourself a bit further and explaining what it is that you do?
Okay, so my name's Emily Perkins. I'm a teacher primarily. I teach physics, but 2 years ago I got thrust into the world of esports because my tag on Twitter is the same, was very similar to a famous League of Legends player, Luka Perkovic, who is Perkz as well. And someone tagged me in it, and I ended up working for Cloud9 or doing some work with Cloud9 who had employed Perkz at the time. And then since then I've come to love esports, and I'm trying to introduce it at my school and building an esports arena.
Awesome. So just dive in a little bit deeper in some detail then. Like, what's the development since that whole mishap that most people seem to know about?
Okay.
What's the development been for you personally, getting more involved in esports?
So, I mean, after that mishap, I spoke to Cloud9, and then they asked me to lead their final split celebration week. So I interviewed Jack Etienne, who's the CEO. I've never interviewed anyone in my life, so that was exciting. I made scones and things on TV for their it's called a tailgate. So that's not something I've done before. I casted with Captain Flowers, who's a caster in the LCS. Not something I've done before either. So for me, I've learned a lot of personal skills in terms of different aspects of esports. I have also tried to play League of Legends, but I can't play it. But I do play Wild Rift, and I am Platinum. I've been playing for a year, and I'm
very
Platinum.
good. Yeah.
So I have... I've been playing computer games all my life, but they've been console games. I didn't really know that esports existed. So now I've been streaming as well, which was not something I knew existed either. So I've been streaming some games and things as well. So personally, I feel like I've developed loads of different skills. I'm just excited to sort of bring those into education now.
Yeah. So speaking a bit about that then, about bringing it into education, what kind of steps have you taken so far, and where are you hoping for it to lead in the future?
Okay, so I came in as a real novice. So the first steps we took, I have a colleague at work, and we entered a nationwide competition run by Digital Schoolhouse, who do a Switch competition, because we don't really have the infrastructure in school to be able to do other games at the minute. Yeah. So we brought a Nintendo Switch for each two schools that I work at, and we entered their competition. We actually came second in our region, which was very, very good. So that was one aspect. And then I also got in contact with Leicester City Football Club, who came. I work for a multi-academy trust. So they came and ran a FIFA 22 competition for us in each school, and then the winners of that went to Leicester City Football Club for the final. I work at two of the schools that were in the final, and one of them won. So that was fantastic. So for not having any infrastructure, that was something that I could do straight away. But also, as a side to that, I pitched the idea to my multi-academy trust of building an esports arena within school, so that we could actually enter the British Esports Association student championships. So at one of the schools that I work at, they've said yes to that. So we will be. These things take time, because you have to know how much money you've got to spend, and then you've got to get all the quotes from people.
Yeah,
and there's not actually many people who do end-to-end esports arenas in that sort of aspect. So it was hard for us to find someone that could do that for us. But we've tendered quotes now, and we've gone with one, and now we're at the stage of trying to get it built, which also takes a lot of time.
I can imagine, yeah.
But the spec we're going for is super high end. You won't have seen this in any. I don't think there are many esports arenas in secondary schools. I know there's one in Scotland. I haven't heard of any others. But you won't have seen anything like this in a secondary school ever. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. But you don't have to do that. I mean, if I worked somewhere else, or we didn't have the budget for that, then we could have a normal computing room that just had the capability to run the games, which I know lots of schools have.
Awesome. So following on from that, really, in your opinion, like, why do you think esports is important to integrate into an educational setting?
Okay, so kids play computer games, and I think when I was growing up, that was always looked down on. It probably still is maybe looked down on, but as our generation grow up through, we know that computer games can bring people incredible skills, you can make friends, and I think when I was at school, I played computer games, but I don't think there was a space for that within school, and I think it's really important that we make space for everybody in school. And also, so when I at my school, I was like, well, let's see if this is going to be viable. I sent a questionnaire out, how many kids want to play esports, how many want a career in it. I think we got 500 replies from kids who wanted to take part in esports, and 65% of them want a career in it. So it's vital that it goes into schools, because schools are always talking about, okay, well, we're preparing kids for jobs in the future. Well, those jobs exist in esports, and so we need to give them the opportunity to be part of that world. We don't want them to just leave and then try and find that space. We want to bring that space into school. Plus, we can also use it for rewards. We can use it to engage kids who aren't necessarily engaging with traditional subjects. And it's got huge pathways. There's so many different careers you can go into. And then you've got all the skills that it develops. You've got communication, teamwork. We're going to build in a fitness program. Just, there's so much that will aid education, traditional education, that you can do through gaming. And it's just incredible. And kids really value it because they value the school seeing them and doing stuff that they want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So to kind of round this all out then, say we have some teachers out there watching who are interested in this kind of thing but don't really know where to start, like they say, maybe they don't have the facilities to do so. What kind of advice do you think you'd be able to offer to these kind of people who want to maybe get started?
So I think get on Twitter is a great thing because there's lots of spaces on Twitter. I initially spoke to you guys about what the Champs was like and how to bring the BTEC into school as well, and you were really super helpful for that. You can also enter like the other competitions that don't necessarily need the PC, like I was talking about, like the Digital Schoolhouse, see what the feel of it is like in your school, and then build up. Most games, free-to-run games that are competitions in, will run on a normal PC. You don't need super duper PCs. So talk to your IT people, see if there's a set of PCs that you can get the permissions changed on so that you can play them. Ask kids what they want to play, set up a lunchtime club. And those are really simple things to do. I then tweet out things like, so I needed some prizes for a competition, so I tweeted out, does anyone know anyone who would give us some prizes? And then people like Razer are fantastic. They sent me 10 gaming mice. HyperX sent me 10 gaming mice to use as prizes and things. So people want, sounds bad, but people want kids to know their brand because then they grow up with that brand. And so there's lots of help on the internet and Twitter and things if that's what you want to go. But just go for it. Ask the kids, go for it. Find some people at school who are into it too. And then also research into what the educational benefits are, because then you can sell it to people in your school who don't necessarily know what it means. So prepare, make a nice PowerPoint so you've got all the information on about careers and things, because there's so many careers available for young people with those skills.
Lovely. Right, so just to finish off, we've got a couple of fun questions for you, if you could answer them. What's one video game that you'd like to be more popular?
Wild Rift. There is no Wild Rift here at here, and kids play games on their phones, and I can't play League of Legends. I can't, because I'm not a PC gamer. I've got a PC, I try really hard, but I've always been a console gamer, so I can play Wild Rift on my phone, and it's great. So I think more Wild Rift and phone games.
Nice, yeah. Shout out to the phone gamers. Let's go.
Phone gamers.
So next challenge for you. We're going to give you 15 seconds for this challenge. We need you to try and name as many esports games as you can.
Oh no, I'll be terrible at this.
Okay, so we've had 12 is the record that someone has set so far, so we'll see how close you can get to that. Maybe you even beat it, we'll see.
I won't get halfway.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, begin.
League of Legends.
Yep.
TFT.
Yep, that'll do.
Overwatch. Dota. Oh, now we're coming to that might be it. CS:GO.
Yes.
Rocket League.
Time.
Oh,
Hey, there you go. That was good. Six is pretty good.
I said I'd get halfway. 6 is not too
Our
bad.
least was 5.
Okay.
So-
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Oh, I need
Okay.
the timer again, don't I?
Yes, because the final challenge, this time you've got 30 seconds to do this one, so a bit longer.
Oh, yes.
We'll hand you this lovely whiteboard, and
Okay,
in 30 seconds, we'd like you to draw any gaming character of your choice. So anyone you can think of, but you've only got 30 seconds to do it. So we'll see how you fare with that.
Hang on, let me think of one then.
This is it. This is always the hardest bit, is trying to think of what to draw. It's never the drawing. It's...
Okay.
Okay, right. Are you ready with the timer? Okay.
You got to guess.
We can try and guess at the end,
try.
yes. Okay, 3, 2, 1, begin.
Oh, this is terrible. I don't know what is in the middle. I don't know if they wear clothes.
Interesting.
What's a little backpack on?
5, 4,
This is it, this is as far
3,
as I've got.
2, 1.
Okay, can you present it to the camera for us? Oh, Bryony, what's that?
Shall I give you a clue?
Go on then.
Yes,
From
please.
League of Legends.
I don't play League of Legends, so that's a good start.
Is it Timo? Is it a little Timo hat? Oh, okay, there we go.
This guy's got a hat on.
Of course, the hat. That's really good. I think we've had another Timo somewhere along the lines, but
That was
very
not
fun.
really good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. For 30 seconds, it's pretty good. Well, Emily, thank you so much for coming on the podcast with us. It's been a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you to everyone who's taken part and watched in all the Insomnia content that we've had come out this weekend. We hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to tune into any of the other Insomnia content that's come out, because there is plenty of it, I can assure you of that. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye. Bye.